Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a lovely little fold flat 2-inch, is it 2 inches? 2-inch cube box. I suddenly thought for a moment, I don't know how big it is. 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres, which is 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches. And it folds flat, but I'm not going to deconstruct the ribbon to show you that. I'll show you that when I make the next one. This is using the Heartwarming Hug Suite. It's using the paper on one of the stamp sets, and I've not die cut, I have punched that circle. Thank you ever so much, Suzanne Huller in my team, who said, Sam, I want to get that. Can you just check and see if the circles from that stamp set, which is the Warm Hugs, can you just check and see if they fit the 1.5 inch punch? And I was like, oh, they do. They do. I love it. And so we've got 2 of the circles and this one here that will fit absolutely perfectly. That one would as well if you'd gone for the whole suite. If you bought the whole suite, and I hope you have, and I hope you bought it from me, that's brilliant. You can now use this one too. So let's put this box together. So super easy to make. It's just a little fiddly with the cutting, or rather you've got to pay attention to the bits you're cutting. So you need a piece of cardstock, 8 1/4 by 7 inches, 21 by 17 centimetres. This one's garden green. I went with real red on this one. I like to do the difference, you know that. So we want the long side, which is the 8 1/4 inch side. And on that side, we're going to score every 2 inches at 2, 4, 6 and 8, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20. Now, if you are in America and you're working at 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, keep yours to the 8 1/2 width. So you've got a little bit of extra room there for your glue. Those of us who work in international A4, we don't got that luxury. You've got a centimetre. Okay, on the short side, score it at 1/2 inch, 2 1/2, 4 1/2 and 6 1/2 inches, which in metric is 1, 6, 11, 16. Okay, so let me get this burnished up. So burnish all your score lines. And we've got that little fiddly one on the side, and then we've got these little fiddly ones here. Okay, so this only uses one piece of glue to hold it together. One piece of glue? Does that make sense? I don't know. One strip of glue, one strip of adhesive. So this is the top and bottom, but I want you to turn it round so that you've got this single thin tab in front of you. And we've got little rectangle, big, 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 little. The only one we're going to keep is this central rectangle here. We're going to get rid of those 2. So that's the first thing to do. Chop them away. And that one. And that's going to be your glue bit. So this is why I said if you work in 8 1/2 by 11, keep yours at the 8 1/2 width, because that's what you're going to put your glue on. Okay, so we're going to fold it round, and we need to keep one of these parts, one of these square panels that's got a little narrow one above it. We need to keep one of those in full on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. Just turn it over. So that's the one I want to keep, and this is on the furthest edge from there. I want to keep just the square of the one next to it, and I need to wedge it a little bit, only a little bit, not too much. So I'm just wedging very slightly on those 2. And I want to take just a little bit more than that rectangle away, just a little bit, not loads, but a little bit. Okay, so we've gone from the furthest edge, keep it full, just the square, and we're going to get rid of all of that in its entirety. The whole lot gone. Oh look, I didn't burnish. Oh, there's a section I didn't burnish. I knew something didn't feel right. I'll just quickly do that now. So this one, I'm going to cut it away completely. Gone. This one here, next to here, we're going to do the same as this one. So you wedge very slightly. Oh, I've already wedged it. I've now extra wedged it. Wedge very slightly and then cut off a little bit more than that tab. Okay, so if I hold that there for a second, you can look and see what I'm doing. So this is the tab. That's the one where we're keeping its entirety further away than that. And then those two, and a gap. I'm going to do exactly the same opposite that. Okay, so let me do that now. So this is the only bit you need to concentrate on. No, that's not quite right, because you kind of need to concentrate on all of it. But this is the part you need to stop and go, am I cutting the right bits? So there we go, with it left like that. So you can see that I've wedged there. You can trust me that I've wedged. Oh, look, if I put that up against the grid paper, you can see it. And we've kept that one straight. Now, just for simple and ease, I'm going to round these corners here. Just so that when I fold it and close it, it will be much happier doing that. It will just be a nicer, neater, more attractive finish. Okay, so now we're ready to decorate. So I've got more of this lovely paper from the Heartwarming Hugs. I love the stripes. Oh, they just make me so happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue 4 of them in place. For now, there's my seal. And I want my stripes going up. This colour, this paper, actually that's Mossy Meadow in there. That's not Garden Green. It's okay, I'm not worried. It's Old Olive, Real Red and Mossy Meadow. I thought Garden Green was in it. This is why you don't prep at 10 o'clock at night to film the next day. I've got a little fuzzy here. I'm just going to trim that away. Okay, so I've done those 4. I do need to put 2 more pieces on here, but I want to double check that I've got them going in the correct direction. So yes, I just need them to go straight up and down the same as that. You know what they say, measure once, sorry, measure twice, cut once. I wasn't even getting my own phrase wrong, or the phrase I should say. So yeah, measure twice, cut once. So just double check a little bit. Okay, a little bit of tear and tape along here. That's not coming off. I didn't want to reach across and get a paper piercer, but I'm going to reach across and get a paper piercer. Okay, and so I'm just going to fold this back on itself. Forgot to turn my phone on to mute. And that is the fold flat part of it. Okay, you don't need any more glue than that, because these little tabs, and this is why we shaved off a little bit, because if I'd left it at the full 2 inches, it would have buckled and not looked quite so attractive. So that's, whoopsie, that's my box closed, like that. Fabulous. But, and when I can work out where you open it, you can fold them flat for storage. And you can even get ribbon. If you go ribbon round the belly of it, you could get that on and fold it flat for storage, but flat as a pancake. Okay. I'm desperate to know who's just private messaged me and atted me, because it makes a different sound on my phone when somebody tags me in a, when they get in touch with me and they tag me in a private message. Okay, this is the Real Red sheer ribbon, just a little bit different, and I rather like it. Don't think it's overly keen on me. It doesn't want to be tied in a bow. Actually, that's not too bad, is it? Getting better. Okay, and then I've got a little piece of Whisper White, and I've got my Warm Hugs stamp set. And I'm going to go Warm Hugs to You all season long. That's that one. And what am I going to put in the middle of it? What should we put in the middle of it? I don't know. I better start. Or I'm going to put the heart. Heart like I did before. So let me get a couple of blocks. Oh, it's sticking to everything. I want a little block and a medium size. So I'm pulling it out. This is an A block, I believe. An A block for the heart. And that's a C block for there. Real red garden green. And heart first. And let me see which way up it is. That way up and over the top. What happened there? Oh, there was something stuck to it. I'm going to have to do that again. Oh. Try that again. Heart down. Oh, and that's now completely not it's centred. That kind of a day. It's a good thing it's disposable. Right, let me just, if I don't put the ink away, it'll be fine. So, Warm Hugs to You. See, look, perfect. It's because I didn't put the ink away. Okay, and then my 1.5 inch circle punch. Oh, I was so happy when Suzanne said that to me. And I went and looked and I was like, oh, yes! Because, you know, I love a punch. And then I'm going to get some of these. These are wonderful gems. So these are for them the wonderful time. But I just want a red one in there. Not for really anything other than I want a red one in there. A couple of dimensionals. I'm looking for the back. Look, I tied the ribbon the wrong way round. I tied it on the back because that's my seam there. Round 2. This is what happens when you tie the perfect bow. You tie it the wrong way round. I could do that. Okay, there we go. That's on there. And now I can put my Warm Hugs on the front. And made. What do you think? They're lovely, aren't they? Just charming. You could tie a string on them and you could hang them from your tree. Not with something too heavy on because, you know, you'd be taking out the branches. But I think that's rather nice. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.